Okay, Alexa, pause.
So I
Okay.
can learn. Did I pause the device you expected?
Yes, girl. Yes.
Great.
Okay. Hello, hello, hello. It is the 11:11 portal. I hope that you all are feeling the beautiful, refreshing vibes it's providing us. Given the crazy last week many of us had, depending on if you live in the country that I live in, it was a wild time. But we are back. We are feeling better. And I have so many fun things for us to discuss for this Lotus hour. Okay? So, what I would love for you to do is to just be open to the vibration that's happening today. We're going to actually touch on what's happening with the 11:11 portal, and then I'm going to touch on the upcoming full moon in Taurus that I'm super excited about, because to know me is to know that I absolutely love Taurus energy. Like, I'm probably a little obsessed with it, which makes sense because it's a sister sign of Scorpio energy, so like it adds up. But I'm obsessed. I love, 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 love Scorpio energy and Taurus energy. So we're going to talk about what that can look and feel like for you and what this full moon is calling in for us, okay? So I'm going to go through and read some of the comments first, and then we can jump right in, okay? Kay from New Jersey. Hi, see ya. Hello. Hi, Jack. Rahana, hello. Blessed 1111. Yes, it's so cool because we'll actually be on in Eastern Standard Time. We'll be on together at 11:11 too, which would be so cool. The vibes are going to be so nice. Oh, I can't wait. Okay. Is there anything coming through really hard this morning? Yes. Yes. But I would say passionate. Like, it's a good vibe. It's a good vibration. It's a good feeling that I'm getting. And it's so interesting because I'm really witnessing how easy and how quickly energy can just transmute itself, where you can be in this space where you think all hell has broken loose and it's only going to get worse from here. And then within the next breath, you're like, you know what? I think I'm gonna be okay. I think I'm gonna be good. And there's so much power in understanding that level of alchemy that we all have and leaning into that more. So I feel like that's definitely part of the message here of, if you've been feeling a bit of despair or feeling really doubtful or hopeless given the current circumstances in the world, no matter really where you are in the world, use your breath, use your movement to ease yourself out of it. You're not going to stay in that place forever. If there's one thing I've learned this year about experiencing immense grief, is that it does not stay that deep, that heavy forever. There's a time and a place for it. And I've truly realized that once I have accepted the heaviness, accepted the grief, and been like, okay, cool, I accept that this is an experience I'm having in my life, it all of a sudden begins to feel lighter and easier for me to manage. Okay? So that's part of it. But we're going to talk about more of it in a second. Okay? Yes, I love that song. So it's such a good song. I think I'm going to make a November playlist, and I think I'm adding that one to it because it's literally so freaking good. Yes. Christina, hi from Colorado. Buenos dias. I love that you love the playlist. I'll definitely make a playlist for y'all for sure. Yes, this makes me so happy. DJ, hi. I'm doing well. Oh, I love sunshine. That's so sweet. Thank you. Sonvisa, hello. Good morning. Maisha, grand rising. Beautiful rising. Yes, yeah. It's like it can't stay bad forever. And I know, so there was like this post. I'm going to close my window because I feel like I'm competing. Hi, thank you so much. Okay. Woo. Thank God for upper workouts, because that was actually really hard to do. Okay, so there was this post that I saw recently, and it's not the first time I saw the post, but it was a great reminder in the time frame in which I needed of what is it? Omnipotent? Did I say that right? Let's say I said it right. Omnipotent positivity, or ominous. Maybe it's ominous. Ominous? I think it's ominous. It's one of those two, but essentially it's when all you can do is think that like only good things are going to come, only good things are going to happen. And it's not toxic positivity or spiritual bypass, where spiritual bypass is like you ignore the clear reality in which you're experiencing, right? Where you're just like, oh no, it's not that at all. And in fact, it is, and it's okay for it to be that. And it's not toxic positivity where you're willing positivity in situations that don't belong. It's simply just saying, like, Yes, these things are happening. I feel like the world is falling apart. I feel like my personal life is falling apart. However, I also understand how energy flows and that it cannot possibly be this forever. And I have survived 100% of my worst days. I've gone on after a horrible breakup, loss, disconnection, and I've smiled again. I've laughed again. I've enjoyed my life after that. It's understanding that level of positivity, right? It's not to be so disassociated that you don't feel anything, because that's a form of numbness. It's simply just acknowledging that even if it's painful right now, it just cannot possibly be this way forever. And you have so many firsthand experiences of that being a very true and divine statement. You know what I mean? So seeing that post again just reminded me of that for myself, of my beliefs matter. Where I put my energy, my focus to, all of that matters. And if I want to feel better, I have every right to feel better. I don't have to allow all the situations to make me feel smaller or make me feel afraid or scared for my well-being, for my life, for my family's well-being in life. There are tons of things that are going on in my life that are not ideal at all. However, I can't show up and care and love and be in those spaces if I do not believe that I can transmute the space. I know myself enough to know that if I let myself get into a very heavy mentality where I feel like all hope is lost, I know what that looks like. I've been there before. I've lived in that space and I did not enjoy it. And to be quite honest, if it wasn't for my ancestors, if it wasn't for my angels, if it wasn't for my community, I would have never gotten out. I am not one of those people or practitioners that is just like, I pulled myself up by the bootstraps. I actually ended up getting into a big Twitter argument or Instagram argument a few years ago with a practitioner who had that type of rhetoric and was making her followers feel bad about the fact that they were struggling through life. And I had to remind her, and she was like, "Yeah, well, you did it yourself, so you understand." I'm like, "No, I don't understand at all. I can't comprehend what you're saying. I did not do this by myself in so many ways, on an emotional level, a mental level, a spiritual, physical, financial level. I did not take myself out of this slump that I was in. People loved me through it. God loved me through it. Ancestors loved me through it. I never did any of this by myself. I am not a self-made person. Even though I run my business and it is just me, it's not just me. I consult with ancestors, angels, God. I consult with my girlfriends and really am blessed to be able to even reference their genius in a lot of things that I do. None of this is by myself. And I'm very proud of that. I am very proud of the fact that community built me, right? That family built me, chosen family built me. These things are very important to me. They are a huge part of my identity. Not in the sense of where because of these people I see myself. It is because I saw myself and I knew I needed support and help, that these people also saw me and gave me the help that I needed, right? So I say all of that to say it's important for us just to remember these things. Like, the news might get worse in the world, right? The diagnoses might come. The meltdowns, the breakdowns, they may happen. They cannot last forever though. They cannot last forever. And I mean, the same goes for joy. Joy cannot last forever. It ebbs and it flows. It's woven throughout grief as well. But there's a beauty to that I really hope that when we are experiencing each other and you're experiencing the content that I create, that you understand that. I have deep reverence for the the joy in my life and the sadness. You know, I think about Inside Out, and Sadness is my favorite character. People are always surprised. They think it's Joy. Love Joy. She's cute, but like Sadness, I just adore her. I just feel like she's slow and steady and she really pays attention. She's very present, even though she's present within her sadness. But in her being present, she's able to help transmute all the other emotions to really lean in and have a fuller picture of what life can feel like. She understands the purpose of sadness, of herself. And I just love that. I love that we don't forget that. So no, I'm not joy, love, and light all the time. I do appreciate it, but I also really understand the purpose and the medicine that's in the heavier times of darkness that we may endure, that we'll have to endure because it's part of life. Okay? Let me know if that makes sense. Hi, Hunter. Okay, let's see. What's happening? Hmm. I want you to go up, yeah, so I can see the comments. Thank you. Okay, camera, that was weird. All right, let's see. Cameron, I was literally thinking about you this morning. I was like, where has he been? I'm so happy you're here. I believe this is a moment to release control. Yes, Jack. As with the friendship, family, job, and detach. Yeah, and practice the law of detachment. I feel like the law of detachment is on Thursdays. That's like a really good day to practice it. I'll look it up again because I used to teach a class on it. But law of attachment is huge. It's such a good thing for us to understand how to lean into. So please, yes. Thank you so much, Kieran. Yes, beautiful Lotus. Love these words. You should be mighty proud. Thank you, Kieran. Siva, wow, this is resonating. I'm learning this now at 40. It's about community. Yes, yes. And healthy guides. Yes. And mentors and asking for help from the right people, from the people that are aligned with you. I cannot tell you. You'll know if you're asking for help from somebody who's not aligned with you based off of how they answer and support you. So if it's like a reluctant help of like, yeah, I guess I could do it for you, that's not your person. They'll still help you because they don't want to have the guilt of not helping somebody in need, but that's not going to be quality help, honestly, right? But when I ask for help, and I ask for help all the time, y'all, I am that girl that's like, can you help me with this? Like, I have let that whole superwoman, strong woman, black woman, I do it on my own thing go. Um, because I just don't have the energy to like do all this on my own. Like the purpose was to come here to earth to connect, to build, to love with each other. So I'm leaning into that understanding more and more each day. So yeah, I always ask for help. And when I get the help, people are genuinely happy to help me. It's not a like, we gotta help load. No, it's like, okay, girl, I got you. But I also understand of who I'm asking for help and what I'm asking for help for. I like to work with people who are in their genius, who are really passionate about things. So I'm probably not going to ask you for help if I don't know that you're passionate about this thing, right? So when someone comes to me and they're like, I'm having trouble with my energy, I feel very fatigued or low, or I actually don't feel well. That's like my genius. I love talking about energy healing. So for me to be able to help you through that moment, not only is practice for me, but I also get to express my passion to someone who is willing to receive it. That is also why getting help is so much more fluid and easier for me. When I need help with like strategy, I always go to my sister. Her brain is just wired to give strategy and she just does it so effortlessly. She could be cooking a whole meal and feeding my nephew and just giving me a game plan that's blowing my freaking mind. I understand who to ask help from. I think that's also important too when you are building these connections. Make sure you're not asking help like, okay, can you teach me Spanish? And this is a non-Spanish speaking person. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do those things. Make sure that the help you are asking for, that they actually could help you. You know what I mean? There's levels, there's a nuance to it. There's a way to navigate through that. But I love to hear when people are showing up and asking for more help. And even if people tell you no, that doesn't mean you stop asking for help. You continue to ask for help. They may be saying no because they don't have the capacity, they don't have the skill set, they may not have the time, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that you got to do it on your own. You know what I mean? Okay. Let's see. I'm checking. Yes. We can let go of those empty institutions and tune into the loving presence here and in spirit. It's all changing and it's all good. Yeah. I mean, if you think about all of the prophecies, whether they are man made in like media or, from spiritual texts, things burn down first. They all burn down first. When you talk about like divine feminine energy, dark feminine energy, things burn down first. One of the things that I really appreciated learning about um, like more or less goddesses because in the historical sense, like since gods were just, it was more out of ego when they burn things down, more of like a, not you telling me what to do, I'll burn this all down, not that, but like goddesses like Kali, like Sekhmet, oh my goodness, even like Hasheput. These are god, Oshun is another goddess too, where their rage was justified. They understood why it was what they needed to do was to create that destruction. And people are so afraid of like the word destruction. Of like, no, I'm not trying to be it's like sometimes things need to be destructed. Like, think about when there's a building. Before the building is there, they have to knock down the previous building. Otherwise, you can't build a new building. Like, there's a purpose and a place for all of these aspects in our lives. And it's not just destruction 24/7, and it's not just construction 24/7. It's really understanding the balance of like, does this need to die? Does this need to be let go of? Do I need to separate? Am I willing to honor the fact that this is no longer something that's a part of me? There was a quote by this cute little boy. Oh my gosh. I think he was like 8. He was telling his mom about like ending a friendship. And he was like, I made all the memories I needed to make with this person. And like, it blew the mom's mind of like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, I don't need to be there for like, we've done all we needed to do together. I'm good. And just having that level of understanding is huge. Because we are so afraid to let go of things. We're so afraid to let go of God. We're so afraid to let go of jobs. Excuse me. We're so afraid to let go of living situations, of friendships, of romance, of the identities that we've grown up with. But like, what happens when we let them go? Are we really lost if we let them go? No, we might experience a moment of grief because yeah, that was something that was a part of our lives. It's no longer a part of our lives. It's a human response to grieve. But you end up finding and welcoming in things that are aligned to who you are now. And when you are in alignment with things that honor who you are now, places that honor who you are now, relationships that honor who you are now, your life is incredibly better. Because all those outdated things are no longer holding you back or anchoring you down to things that do not serve you and that you also cannot serve either. We free up space for us to also feel free. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, what's happening? Okay, guys, tell me if you guys can see me now. I am on live on YouTube, but the signal is saying excellent. It's saying excellent, but I don't understand. Let me know if you guys... Okay. It's okay. This is why I record everything, because you never know with technology. So I'm happy. So if you missed any part of what I just said, do not worry. There's going to be a full replay, and it is available. It'll be available on YouTube probably by tomorrow. Okay? Oh my gosh, but you don't see the video? This is so weird. I wonder why it's doing that during that time. Here we go. There we go. Thank you, Jack. Yes, I'm back. I'm back. Hopefully y'all can see me. Yes, thank you, Sonrisa. Yes. Okay, you can hear me, but don't see video. Okay, everything's good now? Okay. Okay, perfect. All right. Well, that was my little spiel, but I actually want to get into the topics of today. But Jack just asked such a phenomenal question about like what the energy was presenting right now. So thank you for asking that, because yeah, that was good. Okay. I'm going to pull up the notes for today. You guys know I love to have a little class outline. It keeps me on topic. Otherwise, my Gemini rising will just talk about literally every and anything, which, depending on the day and the circumstances, is not a bad thing. Here we go. I'm going to move you over to the... My laptop saying she's tired. Are you tired? Exit full screen. Here we go. Thank you. Okay, perfect. Yeah, my Gemini rising. Please, there's so many thoughts going on in my head that I'm actually aware of all of the time. Like, I don't... Sometimes I'm just like, this is a lot. I'm very grateful for those Scorpio placements to just be like, yeah, we're not doing this anymore, girl. Because the Gemini placement, my mind is everywhere all at once. It's a wild experience. Okay. So we're going to touch on the significance of the 11/11 portal, and then we'll talk about the full moon and Taurus. I'll probably do a quick card read, and I would love to do a guided meditation and prayer before we end out, but I am going to be mindful of the time. I have it set for 1 hour and 30 minutes, so I feel like we can get this done in 1 hour and 30 minutes though. All right. So The significance of the 1111 portal. In numerology, 11 is the master number associated with spiritual awakening and alignment, okay? The 1111 portal amplifies its energy, offering a cosmic opening for manifesting and setting intentions with clarity and purpose. It's like a spiritual door is unlocking to support our transformation and connection to our highest self. So that's literally what the energy of the number 11 on its own is providing us. And to have it be in the 11th month, have it be, we're about to, first off, there's always portals. I was talking about this with one of my girlfriends, and she was like, I feel like there's always a portal. Portal season is technically like during Lionsgate for August, and then it kind of goes, you have the 9/9, the 10/10, the 11/11. The 1/11 on November 1st is also considered a portal day. Usually from 1/11 to 11/11 is like a whole transformation period for a lot of people. Then you have 12/12 and then 12/21. Then you have the 1/11 again. There are tons of portals that we can enter and connect to. And again, between that, the full moons and new moons, the changing in the zodiac seasons, your personal birthday, the astrological new year, the patriarchal new year, the feminine divine new year. There's so many opportunities for us to start again. And I really want to like drive that message home for anybody. You can start over whenever you want to and receive divine and cosmic support. Literally any single time you want to. So don't forget that. If you feel stuck or you feel like, oh, I'm going to wait until my birthday, or I'm going to wait until, I don't know, the next full moon. Look into it. You probably have something coming up a lot closer that can help you. And the energy of that portal or new beginning will amplify your desires and help you clarify them. So if you're someone that's been looking to start over, today's a great day because literally it's designed to help you have that clarity to set intentions to move forward, okay? Okay. Why it's powerful for manifestation. Today's energy amplifies our intentions and connection with the divine, making it the perfect time for us to focus on what we truly desire and what feels aligned with our life's purpose. This portal energy encourages us to embrace the vision of our highest self and release anything that no longer resonates. I love that. So it literally makes me smile. I have been envisioning my highest self for the past couple of days, and it's been so clear. And sometimes it's not. So as someone who has like clairsentience, clairaudience, clairvoyancy, like all the clairs, I'm very fortunate to be able to experience them. They come in waves. I'm not always clairaudience. Most times I am. Do you know what I mean? But this past couple of days leading up to the peak of the portal, which is today, I have been envisioning my highest self, versions of myself that are in positions and places that my heart really feels that we should be in. And it's been so clear. It's as if I am there, you know? Like, yes, I'm sitting here, almost like body doubling, but like when I'm thinking about it, I really am in these other spaces doing these things, having the experience, gaining the wisdom. There's a movie about this, and I genuinely cannot remember the name. I'm gonna try to think of it. But it was really a really cool movie that talks about like how time is in a circle and how like you can remember things even though they feel new. It's the whole thing. Anyway, but that 11/11 energy is really coming through. So if you are looking to lean into your highest self, this is the time to do it. Everything that's going on into the world can pause for a moment. It can pause for as ever long as you need it to, for you to realign, for you to envision and embrace your highest self so that you can continue to move through the mundane, move through the chaos, and at least have this North Star, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna give you 3 ways to embrace the 11/11 energy. The first practice is the 11/11 ritual that I dropped on the Dark Divine. So if you guys don't know, I have officially moved everything over to Substack. So it is called the Dark Divines. It is a really cool interactive blog where I'll be sharing moon insights as well as like just ancient wisdom, ancestral technologies, mystical driven short stories. It's a great way for you guys to get to know more of my personality and for you to have like a home where all these things are there. So even the replays for the lives that we do, they'll all be there as well. So if you don't want to go to YouTube, it'll be linked there. I'm trying to make it just a centralized space for us. So please make sure you guys join. There's free memberships, there's paid memberships, whatever feels best for you. It's such a good space. But I dropped the 1111 portal ritual, I want to say 2 days ago. So it's a great time to use it. You can really tap into this energy up until the 13th. I would suggest cultivating some time today to do it today during the peak energy. But it's a really cool ritual that will allow you to.
This is a reminder. Cancel chat G.
Okay.
P.
Alexa,
T.
stop. Nieces. I was like, make a note, and she made an Alexa. Okay. This is fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're good. We're good. Okay, so yes, practice number 1, do the 1111 portal ritual that I have on the Dark Divines. It's really, really good. This ritual is crafted to help us align with today's energy, supporting you in releasing blocks and calling in guidance from your higher self and spiritual allies. So if that's something that you need, that's one way to do it. The second way is to visualize and manifest with the Manifest Your Dream Life meditation. I absolutely love this meditation. This meditation was something that I was able to curate with Source. And it is a great 20-minute guide that allows you to envision all areas of your life. And it's so funny because depending on the season that I'm in, I'm either continuing with the same vision in the meditation or it's like a different experience. It just depends on the energy. But that's happening every day at 8:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the Lotus Living Group on Insight Timer. So if you're part of that, you can always have that notification for you, or you can head over to YouTube and the podcast, and the link for the meditation is there. Okay, there's different ways for you to get it. Again, everything will be on the Substack, but for people who are not on Substack yet, I still have different areas for you guys to link in. Okay, I love that meditation so much. I use it often. I love that meditation. It is such a good, it covers all areas of your life. It allows you to release any blocks that might be coming up for you. It really gives you the courage to lean into like your most aligned frequency, if you will. Genuinely love it. Okay. Now the last practice is, of course, gratitude as a portal opener. I mean, you guys know how I feel about gratitude. We literally did our 28-day challenge journey for that. And we're going to do it again next year as well. So be on the lookout for that. But yes, why gratitude? Gratitude vibrates at one of the highest frequencies and aligns us with abundance and manifestation. When we feel gratitude, when we express gratitude, we open ourselves up to receive even more. Gratitude is so big. It's so beautiful. I think it's a bit more nuanced than people realize. If you are able to move around on your own, that's something to be grateful for. If you're able to breathe on your own, I was just realizing that for myself today. Like, I am breathing on my own. I don't need any support. That is a blessing. That is a blessing. Not everyone has that experience. Like, these are wonderful things. Being able to move my hands, open and close them. It might sound very silly, like, girl, what are you talking about? But when I'm having flares, my hands are like this. They can't move, right? So it's like, when I'm able to do this, I can open up a jar on my own. I'm like, let's go, Lo. Like, this is amazing. I love this for you. You have to allow yourself to experience gratitude. I don't want you to force yourself into it either, because it's not as satisfying when you do it. But just allow yourself to experience gratitude, right? If it's something as simple as, like, my hair looks good today, or I had deep gratitude for my birthday celebration online yesterday, like hanging out with Jack, Sia, Marquand, just listening to their insights, their wisdom, the affirmation, the love that they gave me. It was such a simple thing of just hanging out with friends, essentially, and just chit chatting. But I felt so cared for. And I was just like so grateful, because I've met none of them in person yet. And it feels like I've known them for so long. These are things to be grateful for. Being able to hop on my phone and my laptop and talk to people all over the world about things that we are all passionate about, for us to all connect together. These are things that I am immensely grateful for. They're not esoteric big things of, like, maybe like, oh, I won $1 million. Like, you know what I'm saying? But they're just as important. They're just as impactful. They're just as deserving of my attention and energy. And I find that because I have this deep sense of gratitude for all of these simple and mundane things, I get more from them. They feel so much more satisfying. to the point like if one of my nieces or nephews give me a hug, I am just overwhelmed with so much love. And it is a simple act. So please use gratitude today. You can, how to practice, keep a small gratitude journal or maybe make a notes in your phone of different moments that make you feel grateful, that allow you to feel grateful. Maybe play back one of the sessions from the 28 days of gratitude galore that we did. Pick one by random and see if you can do the exercise today and what it will bring you, okay? All right, so that's everything for the 1111 portal. Before I go into the full moon, please let me know if you guys have any questions or anything like that that I can clarify for you. And remember that I go more in depth about 1111 energy, like the history of it, all these different things in the blog, okay? I didn't want to do too much today because I really want to focus on the upcoming full moon on this Friday. Okay. Kieran, yes. Oh, you're a Gemini, Shani. Yes, I see 11 every single day. Yes, then you are consistently being affirmed and spoken to by your angels of like you are in alignment. So hopefully you believe that and you see that to be true. Lion's heart. Oh yes, you both are 11s. Oh my gosh, you guys are 1111 yourself. Did you notice that, Kieran? That's so cool. Oh, that is so cool, Gail. Can you please put the name in the chat? The name of which one, Gail? Let me know. Oh, of the, I'm assuming of the blog. Let me put that in. And if I'm wrong, let me know, Gail. There we go. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I got you. I dropped it in there for you, okay? So that was the best. Yes. See you 808. Yes. Yes. Gratitude galore. Yes. Thank you, Kieran. Thank you, Sia. Thank you. You guys are the best. Happy belated birthday. Thank you, Christina. It was such a good birthday, but it was crazy afterwards, but it was a good birthday. There we go. 11 has been my, I'm thinking of say your number. Yes. Okay, good. Yay! Okay, perfect, yeah, I'm so happy. Yes, I know, girl, it's synchronized happy days. It is. It's so cool. I love that for y'all. Okay. So we're all clear on the 1111 energy. I really hope you enjoy it. I really hope you lean into it. Even if it's just a few moments of relief and joy and happiness, I hope, I pray that you receive it and you just bask in it. Like, I'm sending love ahead of my day. I do this every day. I send love ahead of the places that I'm going to go, the people that I may or may not meet. I just send the wave, the energy of love, projecting my aura out in front to keep me protected, to keep me in line with my prosperity, to make sure that I'm provided for and that I'm playful and I'm having fun. I send that energy ahead. And I feel like every time I do that, I have a really, really good day. So maybe that's something that you want to do today or start practicing and seeing how that feels for you. But even if you don't do it today, I feel like just the frequency of today would just do that for you, you know? Okay. Thank you, Kieran. Okay, so let's get into the upcoming Taurus full moon energy. I love Taurus energy so much. Okay. I gotta get myself together. It's really, if you ask my Taurus girlfriends, they'll tell you, like, I fan girl. They're so cool. They're so cool. Okay. So, the overview of the Taurus full moon. On November 15th, we'll have a full moon in Taurus, which brings grounding energy focused on values, self-worth, and beauty. Taurus is also connected to the throat and neck, which highlights the importance of self-expression and discernment. This is very important. So please take care of your throat chakra this week. Drink the things you need to drink to keep it soothed, okay? You can also use the crystal like lapis is a really great crystal to use for helping with the throat and the neck and even your thyroid, which Taurus also governs, okay? Okay, so reflections on beauty, stability, and expression. This full moon is an invitation to reflect on how we experience beauty in the world. You guys know I love talking about. Are we grounding ourselves in what brings us feelings of beauty, luxury, and care? Or are we stuck focusing on parts of our life that feel less kind and supportive? Are we allowing ourselves to express beauty openly and consistently? Or are we holding back due to fear and old beliefs? I'm going to drop some guiding questions in the chat as well so that you guys can copy and paste. And remember that there will be a blog on this. It'll probably drop on Wednesday, so you have some time. Oh my gosh. It won't even let me drop the questions. They're too long, apparently. Oh my gosh, I really want you guys to have. Okay, I'm going to drop it in pieces, so bear with me, okay? Okay. This is the first question. Are we speaking luxury and care over ourselves and our lives? I want you to sit and reflect on this question. Are you speaking luxury? Are you speaking care? If there's something about Taurus energy that you need to know, they do not play about luxury. They do not play about self-care. They take really, 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 really good care of themselves. Sometimes to the point where it can be a little self-centered, right? And people can kind of feel a little neglected. But they take good care of themselves. They want the finer things in life, and not in a way of like, because it's socially accepted. I do feel like maybe a dysfunctional Taurus might need like the validation from society, but a healthy, functional Taurus just understands like, I deserve good things, and I'm not going to settle for things that are not good. I want to make sure that things feel good, that things are helping me to be my best, that if there's a level of convenience I desire, that I'm going to receive that, because I know if I'm well taken care of, I'm going to take really good care of my people, right? Taurus energy encourages us to value ourselves enough to claim beauty, to claim abundance, and to claim self-care. I love that. It's so important that we feel worthy enough to have these things. I don't care what your story is. I don't care where you've been, what you've done. You deserve those things. You deserve to have access to love. You deserve to have access to beauty. You deserve to have access to abundance and self-care. It's so important that we remember that. I hear all of my nieces and my nephew. He's probably trying to come upstairs. It's happening. Okay. Hold on. He's outside. 1 second, guys. Chugi? Chugi, where are you? No. Out teaching in class. I want to see. He's okay. He's up. Hi, baby. Where are you going? Hi, baby. Hi. No, please go with your mom. She's asking for it, please. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll be. No, go with your mom, Wes. I will be down in a second. That little boy is too cute. Okay, I'm back. He's so cute. He's wearing the Woody pajamas that we have for him from Toy Story. So cute. Okay, he was trying to come upstairs. It's like, oh my gosh. Okay, and we're back. Second question: are we truly expressing our values and standing by them, rooted in that Taurus energy of stability? Or are we letting fear and our voices, or are we letting fear silence our voices, which is our medicine? So this is a really in-depth question, because it's important to understand what your values are and to be able to stand up for them. Even if nobody else is standing up for them, you need to be able to do that, because that is how you're going to feel secure in life, how you are going to call in your abundance in life, how you're going to enjoy your life. The reason why I feel so safe, the reason why I can handle criticism or people just not liking me, is because I understand my core values and I stand by them. So once that happens, and I'm very absolute in that truth, how you feel is how you feel. And it doesn't mean that I'm going to be cold-hearted or mean or rude or disrespectful to people who don't understand it. I just am not going to allow you to have power over me or try to influence me to do something else that goes against my core values. Treating people like human beings, being a loving person, being an honest person, embracing my heritage. These are core values for me. And because I do these things, I feel unshakable in my spirit. And it will rub people the wrong way, especially people who are not able to get to that understanding yet. They will look at you and be like, oh, so you think that and however they feel, whatever they say, when I say it really just goes over my head of like, I have nothing to give you if you do not respect these values and my core beliefs. And I'm willing to stand on that. I've been in spaces where I've been the only person that has advocated for the core values that I believe in. And it was super uncomfortable, but I'm very proud of those moments. When I look back at them, I feel very satisfied in knowing that I stood up for myself and my beliefs. I stood up for my community, for my heritage, and I did not allow someone um, to try to make me feel small, because you could not possibly make me small because I'm not a small being. None of us are. But I'm proud of myself that I allowed myself to stand in and stand on my core values. Those are the moments that I remember, right? And I'm gonna drop that question in there if it'll let me, right? And then that second part of that question of, are we letting fear silence our voices? We are always, again, we're afraid to lose these things. But the truth is, if you being honest, if you being in alignment with your core values causes something or someone or someplace to reject you, they're literally doing you a favor. You are letting me know that you're not in alignment with things that are a part of who I am, what I identify with. Why would I want to be in space with you? Why would I want to be in a relationship with you? Like, what sense does that make? I'm going to be a part of something that does not care about me. Because if you don't care about my core values, you don't care about me. It's very simple. We're not in alignment. And it goes back to that understanding of making space, allowing space for those people to come back into your life, to come into your life, to enter your life, that are in alignment, that see your core values and are like, girl, that's my core values. Or wow, they may not be my core values, but I honor and I respect them. Thank you for opening my mind, expanding my consciousness. Thank you for existing the way that you do. Maybe you guys complement each other, right? These are things that we want to remember, and Taurus energy is very much about that. It's a fixed sign, so it said what it said and it meant what it said. So when it comes to expressing core values, when it comes to standing on business, a Taurus energy is going to do that through and through, and we have the ability to lean into that energy this week and redefine and refortify our core values. Okay. The last question, are we holding on to outdated beliefs or stubbornly clinging to things out of fear of losing our sense of self? It really ties into what we just spoke about. Are you afraid to let go because you're afraid that if I let go, I won't know who I am? And is that a bad thing? Is it a bad thing to have a season where you're in self-exploration, where you're discovering things about yourself, where you really may not know what your favorite color is or what your favorite hobby is, and you have to now go and explore and find out what that is? Is that really that bad? Or you leave a relationship and you were tied to that person's identity, right? Whether as like their significant other or whatever the case is, and now you're going back to your original name, right? To your original identity, and you're seeing like, I don't know if this is still me. Are you willing to give yourself the time and space to explore and see what that looks like? Very important. Okay? Let me put this here for you all. The Taurus full moon invites us to be flexible, which I think is very funny because a lot of Taurus people are known to be stubborn, but there is a flexibility in them if you really tune in. To embrace growth and to let go what no longer serves us, knowing that beauty and wisdom also lie in the unknown. Remember what we talk about when we talk about the concept of darkness, that it's not this negative, toxic experience. In fact, there's tons of wisdom there waiting for us to experience it. The unknown is full of good things too. It's full of joy too. It's full of bliss and beauty, not just pain and heartache. Please keep that in mind, okay? All right. Practical ways to work with the moon. I'll have some journaling prompts for you in the blog, okay? The one that I now is consider journaling around questions that uncover where you might be holding back from experiencing beauty, okay? An affirmation for the throat chakra. I'm going to drop this one in the chat for you guys too. Here we go. These are the affirmations. And I'll reread them out loud too for anyone that's just listening. Okay. I think they should let me do all of these. Yep. The first affirmation. And you can even like put your hand over your throat if you want to. Your left hand would be great because it's about receiving energy. You can just lightly place it here or at the nape of your throat. I speak my truth with clarity and compassion. My voice is a powerful tool for manifesting my desires. These can serve as reminders to stay rooted in beauty and self-worth. Okay? That already felt really good. I don't know if you guys did it with me, but that actually felt really nice. It feels really, my throat feels really nice. That's really cool. Okay. Physical support. Consider wearing a scarf or a gemstone like blue, like, oh my gosh. I have blue lace agate, but I like the other one, and I just mentioned it, lapis. Lapis lazuli is a really, really good, I love, 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 love that crystal in particular. And I do think it's a little easier to access. You can do that or wear a scarf to just protect the neck this week, to protect your throat chakra, to keep it warm, to keep it fluid, to keep it supported, okay? This practice can serve as a gentle reminder to express your true self and value beauty in all forms. I love to use my voice to express beauty as much as possible. Sometimes my voice is used to express other things because I'm human and I do like to be tried, but it's very rare, very, very rare. And one of the things that I did to amplify my throat chakra energy is I have a tattoo. I have two tattoos. I have one here. It's an invisible tattoo. I can feel it, but you can't see it. I can see it, but it says saint. And then I have on the side it says honey. And these are reminders for me to make sure that I'm speaking from a divine place, that I'm honoring the divinity within me, the saintlyhood, the sainthood that I am also a part of, and that I'm also speaking with a level of sweetness, right? With an intention to slow down and make sure that what I say I can stand on, right? I'm not just throwing things out there and seeing what sticks. I'm really very intentional, sometimes cautious about what it is that I say, because I really want to make sure that when you hear my voice and when you listen to the things that I'm saying, that it's soothing, that it's healing, just like honey is, right? And that it is coming from a place of God, coming from a place of source, of me acknowledging that I really want God to lead me in life. I don't just want to say things because I'm angry and you got me to this place that I have to, So even these are different ways that I personally use it to amplify my throat chakra. There's different placements of my tattoos to amplify and stuff like that. And I will be dropping a blog about that because I get a lot of questions on it. But just for those two things too, it just helps me to remember when I wake up and I see them. And I remember like, okay, you're a little upset, girl. Do you want to come from a divine place? Or do you want to be messy and mean? And I do my best to come from a divine place most times. Sometimes I'm messy and mean. I'm like, I'm human. I got to figure this out. But most times I am coming from a place of, I really care about you, or I really care about this topic or this subject. And I don't speak on things that I don't care about. Okay? The last affirmation I'm going to share, we're going to do together, is an affirmation for courage, expression, and stability in humanity. So we can say this together. I'm grounded in my truth and open to the beauty that flows from embracing the unknown. I speak my values with courage, honoring my voice as medicine for myself and others. I release the past and I welcome growth, knowing that stability lies in my willingness to evolve. I am rooted in beauty. I am rooted in luxury. I am rooted in self-care. And I feel fearless when I express the fullness of who I am. Such a beautiful, like, right, guys? I just love that one. I was like, oh, this feels really good. Okay. So this is all that we have for the Taurus new moon. Again, I will do an in-depth blog for the Dark Divines that will break everything down for Wednesday, so that way you have a couple of days to grab anything that you want to grab, or just to get settled into the energy of the Taurus full moon. You should start feeling it by Wednesday too. It should be, ideally, it should be a really feel-good week, because you'll be riding the wave of the 1111 portal. We'll be linking back up again on Wednesday to tap into energy together, to connect again. And then you have that Taurus full moon to look forward to on Friday, which is, by the way, a phenomenal day to have a Taurus full moon, because Taurus is ruled by the planet Venus, which is of beauty, of luxury, of self-care, of the sweeter things in life. And Friday is ruled by Venus. So it's a really good day to do any type of beauty magic if you're into it. It's a really good day to take care of yourself, to go get a massage, to do a therapy session, to redo your wardrobe. Like, lean into that Venusian energy on Friday, and your weekend is going to be like creme de la creme, okay? All right. Let me make sure that I have everything for you. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So before we go into the card reading and we go into the... I'm making sure. Okay, just making sure like the timing is correct. All right. Before we go into the card reading and the meditation, just some reminders. Please make sure to explore the 1111 portal ritual that's on the Dark Divines. It's really good. Once you read through it and you do it, don't forget to like it. Leave a comment. If there's insights that come up for you as you're doing the ritual, like, let us know so that we can connect with you. I feel like that's always so important. Don't forget to share your own magic, okay? Prepare for the Taurus full moon. You'll have the blog to help with that. You can also watch this replay. And then look out for the full moon blog on the Dark Divines. That's dropping on Wednesday. And continue to come from a place of gratitude as you're moving through this week. Even in the moments that feel a little harder for you, feel a little heavier, lean in and see where you can experience gratitude. Gratitude can also give you that space that you need when you feel like everything is closing in on you. Gratitude is a great way to just open things up for you. Open up your mind, open up your heart to receive the blessings that are always around and waiting for you to acknowledge them. Okay? Let me know how that feels while I grab the decks. Okay. Carla, hi! Gemini rising, Taurus moon. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I love Taurus placements so much. Y'all bring me so much joy. Yes. Oh, and a Leo sun. Oh, we have a lot of fixed energy. Fear, no beliefs. Yes. Thank you. I know, 1111. Oh, we did it. Yes. Yes, very self-conscious, looking after their well-being in all shapes and forms. Yeah. Yeah. And remember, there's always a dysfunctional and a functional aspect to every sign. That, do keep that in mind. I know Tauruses, fixed signs tend to get a bad rap, but really and truly, we are who we are. We've been this way since we were children. My niece is a Taurus. Actually, 3 of my nieces are Tauruses, and they very much are very absolute beings. They're unapologetic. They definitely make sure that they feel cared for and that they have what they need, and they do not settle for anything less than that. And they're literally between the ages of 2 and 5. Like, Scorpio little girls too, same thing. Like, you have a fixed sign person or a fixed sign child, what they told you is true, and it's going to be that way probably as they get older. Not much changes with us. We just get older and have more experience in life to amplify or validate what we've already known to be true as children. It's a little different than when you're working with like mutable signs, because mutable signs are meant to flow, they're meant to ebb, they're meant to be very passionate about one thing and then maybe not care too much later on. That is their energy. And some people can consider that like wishy-washy. Someone with 2 mutable signs in my top 3, I'm flexible. There are certain things that I'm really passionate about in this season, and then I might not care the next season. It doesn't mean that I didn't care before. It just means that I'm not in alignment with it now, right? And you have that cardinal energy where They're always in a space to propel us forward. And sometimes people can feel like, oh, you're bossy or you're just trying to control me. Like the Capricorns, the Libras. Oh my gosh, what's the other cardinal sign that I'm forgetting? I know I'm forgetting one. Virgo? No. Am I forgetting Virgo? No, it's Libra. Who's the other cardinal sign, y'all? Cancer. Leading us forward, right? They kick off the seasons, all these things. That's their energy. They're naturally going to be expressive and probably dominant in certain situations, depending on what part of their chart they're expressing that zodiac sign. These are just things to keep in mind. Okay, like we don't want to hold it against them. It's just a part of their design. Oh yeah, my nephew's so cute. He heard my voice and he was like literally he has this thing where he like kind of like squeals because he's like, oh, I hear my aunt. And my sister was like, no, she's not talking to you. Yes, even if no one else stands with you. Yes, yes, stand by yourself. Enjoy, and that's a part of enjoying your own company too. Yes, who we choose to be regardless of the outside world is very important. Very, very important. Thank you for all the emojis, Kieran. I love these. Yes, we cannot be made small. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The United States is rejecting many of us right now. Yeah, and it can. I mean, if you understand the history of this country and like just of how it was founded, it never gave inclusive. It never gave for everybody. They were very clear about who this country was built for. I just think that we wanted to interpret it as it including us because we couldn't possibly fathom a world where we were not included, even though it already existed. It's just kind of like wanting to belong because you're here. It's like, I'm here, so I need to belong. And not realizing that you may belong to something even bigger, something more aligned. And it may not be this experience. And that's also okay. But I think that just comes with the generational learning as well. Okay. Where are we at now? There's constructive criticism and there's the opposite, of course. Yeah, yeah. And I am not someone that knows how to give constructive criticism. I'm not a person that if I'm criticizing, it's because I need, like, I'm criticizing. And it's very rare when I do that because honestly, I'm just like, I don't have the time to be focusing on things like that. But I have seen constructive criticism given. I don't know if I even received constructive criticism. I think it's because I don't have the capacity to really comprehend it, that I don't have a lot of experiences with it. But I've seen other people like really enjoy the feedback that they're getting, even though it kind of like stings a little bit. That stinging makes them feel alive. It makes them feel like it like revs up their inner fire, their inner passion to go out and like shift whatever needs to be shifted. So there is a time and space for constructive criticism. I also believe that constructive criticism is not for everyone. Like I don't do well with constructive criticism at all. I feel like there's a better way for you to express how you feel about something that I'm doing or that you feel like I can improve on. And usually when people share those ideas with me, it's more like feedback. It doesn't come off as criticism. And they may consider it that, but I don't. Okay. Who do we choose to be at such moments? Yes, yes, yes. Outdated beliefs, personal, institutional. Yeah, really and truly. Yes, yes, Kieran. Always try. Just do what you can. Do your best. Easier said than done. Yes, it is easier said than done, but I mean, that's why we practice so that we get better at it, right? Let's see. Yeah, I'm a Taurus. Oh, hey, Taurus. And I've been feeling very hurt by people, and I'm just getting super angry. And I don't know how to get rid of this anger. I think it was triggered, especially with the election. How do I get rid of it? Gail, I would express the anger. Like, the anger is coming up. Remember, our emotions are energy emotions. They're there to give us information, first and foremost. When we dismiss an emotion too quickly, we do a disservice to ourselves. So if you're feeling anger, especially around what just happened in the US election, first off, that's a very normal response, right? Allow yourself to be angry. You are allowed to be angry. It was a very horrible experience for many of us. There is real anger there. There's justifiable anger there. Allow yourself to be angry. Remember that you can be angry and not harmful. You can transmute that anger into passion if need be. Right? I was very angry on our live on Wednesday. I was livid. You know, granted, I have a level of professionalism that kind of comes in, but I was so angry. And I still have that anger. And when it comes up, I allow myself to be angry. And I tell people, I'm angry right now. I'm angry. I'm thinking about the country that I live in. I'm thinking about my nieces and nephews that have to grow up in this place. And I am livid. I'm angry. And you know why I'm angry? Because I care not only for my own well being, but for my family's well being, for their safety, for all of the other black and brown children that have to grow up in a space where they are going to be targeted. I still think about those text messages that kids are getting in college about them having to go and work on a plantation. This is sick. It's disgusting. Express that anger. People need to know that it's not okay. I think we're so used to just keeping our anger at bay because we want people to be uncomfortable. Let people be uncomfortable. You're uncomfortable. That's why you're angry. You don't like talking about that concept? Me either. But hey, people who look like me are getting these text messages. And it's not cool. It's insanity. Express that anger, gal. Let people know you are angry. There, you can express anger without harming people. And that's something that people don't realize. Anger is not meant to go and like, I'm going to knock everything. No, it's not always used for that. It's to acknowledge that you care deeply about your own safety, your own humanity. And it can be a very jarring experience when other people who are also human beings, that in some way, shape, or form, this has to also affect them. Whether they disassociate or not is irrelevant to the fact that if you don't care about things like women's reproductive rights, you came from probably a femme body. You probably have either a mother, an aunt, a sister, a girlfriend. There's probably a woman in your life. These things they do affect you. You just don't think that they do because of maybe how you identify, but that doesn't even make any sense when you really think about it. You're allowed to be angry when you think about the fact that there are people who think that they should have dominance over your body, or that they should have dominance over you because of the color of your skin, or that they should have dominance over you because they think that they are superior in some way, shape, or form. That anger is justifiable. Be angry. Don't get rid of it. It'll dissolve on its own, but it's coming up for you probably because if it feels like rage, because you've held on to that anger for a long time and it's compounded. Now, some more practical ways that are not spiritually led when we're talking about anger, things like a rage room would be a really great way to just get anger out, where you go and you break things. Um, I would also consider like ecstatic dancing, putting on some music and just vibing out, letting the body move, shaking off the energy is a great way to do that as well. Going earthing, going outside, going to your neighborhood forest if you have access to that, or a park, planting your feet on the ground, and honestly screaming if you can. Screaming is a great form of releasing rage. I've been teaching my niece to scream more. I was talking to my sister about how I don't remember the last time that I had screamed, and that's not a thing that we are allowed or that we were taught to do, especially as Black women, because it made us seem aggressive, which could result in us being harmed. But I'm teaching her to like express your anger. Do not keep it in your body, because then it becomes poisonous. It becomes dangerous to yourself. Express it. Those are some easy ways to do that you could go into. You can also tap on your anger. You can use EFT to tap through your anger and continue tapping through the cycle until you feel less angry. There's different ways to transmute that are practical, but I also want you to honor that energetic, spiritual side of the fact that you are just allowed to be angry. And if someone is uncomfortable about it or feels a way about it, who cares? If you're uncomfortable, ask yourself why you're uncomfortable with my anger and my rage. Do you think it's directed at you? Did I say it was directed at you? Start to reflect on that before you try to push that on me. Because I'm allowed to be angry. I'm allowed to be sad. I'm allowed to be happy. I'm allowed to be sexy. I'm allowed to be funny. I am allowed to feel feelings and to be whoever it is I decide to be in these moments, because these things are not harming other people. Now, I personally feel like you shouldn't be allowed to be bigoted, right? Or racist, right? Or sexist. These are not things that are human qualities. These are not human emotions. These are things that should be challenged. If you feel comfortable leaning into that aspect of life, we probably aren't in the same wavelength anyway. I probably won't meet you, you know? But these are things to keep in mind, okay? Um, yes, tattoos can't see, only feel wonderful. Yeah, I have an invisible tattoo. So it's the same color as my complexion. Like, I don't, even if I zoom, I feel like you guys would never be able to see it. You guys might. It's like a little line right here. Maybe you'll see that. But yeah, I see it. Let's see. Jack, I know I need to do the same. I'm just having a really hard time wrapping my head around the way people are thinking and behaving. Yeah, and you'll rise above when you need to. Remember, anger is not going to just like pull you under. It honestly might help you rise to the top as well. Carla, oh, thank you. All very resonating. All this resonates. I'm a Taurus sun and Venus. Oh my gosh. Oh my, and a Taurus Venus, you're probably a very beautiful person to experience. And yes, going floating into this weekend. It's gonna be a good day for you with your moon and Venus on the Venus day with a you're having a good time. I love this for you. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Yep, even when I was little, couldn't tell me nothing. I am me, take it or leave it. But if you're sticking around, bring food or something. Yes, that is another thing. Y'all do not play about your food. If anybody who has Taurus placements tells me where I need to go eat, I'm going to eat there. You're not telling me twice. Yes, USA was never inclusive by design. Exactly. Yes. Yes, upper guys girl crying. Yes. I'm crying. Yes. I feel stressed, threatened, and angry upon deforestation around my area, and I hate that, Roxana. I hate that. For that is tearing down trees is such a vicious act to the earth. Mm. Rightfully and justifiably so. For you to be enraged, for you to be angry. Oh yeah, pistachio. Yes, yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, Carla, we have to talk because I love pistachio ice cream. All right. It was so shocking. Who are all these people that are delusional? I don't even want to be in this country anymore. I'm so disgusted. Gail. Ironically, I will say I was not shocked. I was not shocked at all. I was not shocked. I truly was not shocked. I'm never surprised by the level of ignorance that this world has the capacity to hold. Never shocked. Yes, elections. I'm in Canada, and even we are not okay. Oh my gosh, most don't know how much Canada and U.S. are joined at the ideological hip. Besides being neighbors, yeah, right, yeah, I can imagine. Roxanne, I'm afraid of my safety if I express my voice in my about my area environmental threats. There are different ways for you to express, right? So let's say if it comes down to feeling physically safe, obviously I don't want you to go and like chain yourself to a tree and cause a different type of chaos. But you can say prayers, you can set intentions, you can send energy. There are different ways to do things. I know people tend to think that that's not a very productive way. Like we should be marching in the streets, we should be just doing things that are a bit more tangible and visible. But there are other things that we can do as well. You know, every day I pray for Black people, for all Black people. I pray for their safety, for their well being, for their discernment. I pray that they make it home that night. And I do believe that my prayers matter. I do believe that my prayers influence and protect as many people as they possibly can. That is my way of doing that, right? Especially living in the city that I live in, it is filled with gun violence. Like I can't even express to you how crazy it is to walk outside. But I also know the power of my energy and the level of influence that I carry. And I firmly believe in Abraham Hicks' quote that one person in divine flow is as mighty as hundreds who are not. I really believe in these things. And it might just be that level of belief that I have that allows me to feel like it is making impact. But I always get that confirmation when people reach out to me and just say like, you know, I felt really safe today, or I listened to your podcast episode and it helped me get through a really heavy moment. That's confirmation from source letting me know that these prayers are being answered. Does that make sense? And there's a science to this as well. Like they've studied what happens when people collectively pray and set intention together, and how that literally raises the vibration for the entire world, even if it's a small group of people. Okay. Yeah. Right, Jack. This is America's shadow being fully illuminated for everyone to see. Some of us didn't have a choice not to see it. We are in a new age now. Channel that anger to create something new. Maisha, I love that. Yes. Selection isn't surprising. It's the core, the truth of what the U.S. is. Yeah, I agree. As an outsider, I agree with you, Jack. Aisha, yes, let go. Let go of our hopes for the old and create the new. Despite how I look, I've always known I could not receive the programming. My soul repelled it. I love that. Yeah, it's been doing a lot of music. Bob Marley. Yes, Bob Marley. I already learned holding can cause a cancer. I fought this year. Ooh, yeah. And yes, my daughter, who's an adult, gets so upset if I get angry, like it's not normal. So I suppress it and let it explode. I mean, this is a great opportunity for you to also encourage her to learn about expressing anger. Again, when people are uncomfortable about the way you express an emotion, it's usually because they don't feel like they have permission to do it, and they don't understand how you think you have permission to do it. And it's not in a way of like, how dare you, or you're better than me. It's just in a way of like, I don't understand how you're able to do this thing. How are you able to express this feeling that I'm struggling with? That's usually where it's coming from. And being that she is your daughter, you do have a level of influence to say like, hey, maybe I didn't express anger when I was younger and I didn't really show you what that looks and feels like, but you are allowed to express your anger, and I'm going to express my anger. And maybe inviting her into that space, and she could easily say, no, thank you, I don't want to do that. And that's fine too, you know? Um, for me, it's like releasing a family that doesn't align, which I have also. Yeah, yeah. I guess I thought the race was a little tighter and we had a shot. And please remember, this is a projected win. Nothing is set in stone just yet. There was the tally that was just finished for Illinois, where he was projected to win Illinois State, and Kamala actually won Illinois State. So even though she conceded, if at the end of the day all the votes are done and it is that she did win, she would become president. So just keep these things in mind. It could feel like a delusional hope, or like, well, it's already been projected, but there are states who are asking and talking about the burning of ballots. There's a lot happening that we may or may not be aware of. And regardless of what the end result is at the end of this, whether he remains the winner or not, there's so many of us that are passionate. There's so many of us that are awake. There's so many of us that are aligned in a way that we have never been. And that there's power in people. It's not just for us to be servants to the government. The government is here to protect and to serve us as well. And if there's enough of us, there is a wave. Let's never forget that. Okay? And I say that with full confidence because my ancestors worked with less and made shit happen. Okay? Let's see. Prayer is good, but proactive involvement with authorities and charities for different benefits and rights is needed. It is, depending on who you are, depending on what you have a capacity for, and also depending on those charities and those authorities. Because if those charities and authorities are not willing to be flexible with you, you putting your energy and time into trying to work with someone that does not want to work with you can also be a misuse of energy, right? It doesn't have to be pray or, it could be pray and. It could be set intention and, right? I want us to remember that we don't have to limit ourselves to one way of showing up and advocating for ourselves and others, that we are multi-dimensional beings, and there are different ways for us to do that too. Um, this gathering is a self of the world that is coming, and the old falls down. Yes, I so understand, Carla. I'm also in Canada thinking of every possible way to get involved and stay positive. I was shocked. Yeah. And remember what staying positive, like, let it ebb and let it flow. There might be some times where you're not positive, right? I've I've journeyed through feeling good and feeling like what the hell is going on over the past couple of days. And I mean, I journeyed through it a lot faster because of the fact that I grew up as a black woman in this country. So I had to get really comfortable in that skill set. Every time somebody was slain, or um, you know, when we finally got like the Crown Act and all these different things that I had to experience as a black woman, like, I'm able to flow through the feelings a bit easier because of the consistent ebb and flow of this country. But I say that to say, like, there are gonna be some times where you don't feel positive about the situation, and that's also okay. It doesn't mean that you've given up hope. It doesn't mean that you've lost faith. It just means that you're ebbing and flowing and that you're human. Allow that as well, because I don't want you to get too caught up in trying to be positive all the time that you burn yourself out. Okay. I'm reminded about the importance to take a breath because we need sustainable movement spaces. Yes. And organizing caused me so much physical illness from burnout. I can imagine, Victoria, taking and demanding time to rest is critical right now or we will topple. Yes, that is something that I've been saying, especially for Black women in particular, because we have been at the forefront of almost every single movement in this country's history alone. I encourage all Black women to rest. I really do. I really do. I say it all the time. People get upset about it. People say, no, we should be working together. When Black women should be resting. We really should. And I stand by that statement. Because we've put in enough sweat equity, we put in enough energy, emotion, loss in this particular country. We've cared deeply, profoundly for people who look nothing like us, who have privileges that we'll never experience, because it is the humane thing to do. And every time that we have asked for that collective to show up for us, to remember our humanity, we are always let down. And yet, for reasons that are beyond comprehension, because of how we are designed, we still show up. We still love. We still protest. We still advocate. We've been doing this for generations, hundreds of years. Black women need to rest, which means that if you are an ally, if you are someone who identifies not as a Black woman, this is your time to put in intentional action, to come together. You may feel like you are tired, and there are moments of rest that you will need to have because it's a part of your humanity, but it cannot only be on our shoulders. And we have proven that we can carry a lot. But imagine if everyone did that. Imagine if everyone was a 92%, not just Black women. Do you know how phenomenal this world would be? Not just in an election, but just in general, if we just cared for everyone in that way. That is what I look forward to seeing from everybody. Really and truly. Okay? Yes. No, it wasn't a close election, but people are looking into that and wondering why it wasn't a close election, because Trump has been saying a lot of interesting things of like, I don't need votes. I already have the votes. And this is before voting had really happened. And people are like, wait, why do you keep saying that? What does that mean? And then we find out that a lot of the voting tools, um, like the software that was being used to handle the votes is owned by Elon Musk, who is like really gang energy with Trump. So a lot of these things are now being brought up and being protested against. Of like, wait. All this information is coming out and this is not making sense now. So why was it an overwhelming landslide? Now we're starting to look into that. And hopefully we might reveal that maybe it was something that was tampered with, right? And it wasn't just the fact that tons of people are delusional and think that feminine bodies should not have rights, think that Black folks should be enslaved again. Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's not that. And I'm going to keep that hope, whether that considers me to be delusional or not, because that's what I'm choosing to do to get through my day. Okay? Yeah, I agree. Jack, we have to stay tuned in to this in the in-between time. Yes. Yes, we are tired. I know that's right, Victoria. There's a whole movement of Black women on break, and I love that for us. Me too, Maisha, because I think this is the first time when I realized that I was the first generation of my lineage to be born with the right to vote. It really blew my mind. My mom was not born with the right to vote. That didn't happen until she was a child. My grandmother was on this earth, in this country, unable to vote. My great grandmother was on this earth, in this country, unable to have any say so in what this world was giving her. I'm the first person to do that in my family, the first person to be born with that right. That is insane. I'm 34. That's insane. These are the realities that are coming up that I'm having to sit with and navigate through. So yeah, I did my job, I voted, and I'm going to show up and do what I'm here to do, and I'm going to rest. I'm going to rest because I also can feel, and a lot of people in the spiritual community are talking about the fact that like we need the rest because whatever is on its way to us, we need to be fully ready for. And we cannot do that if we are burnt out. So put down your armor if you're a Black femme woman and rest. Rest, heal, play, enjoy your life. As my girlfriend said, one monkey don't stop the show, baby. Keep living your life. That is an act of rebellion. You being in joy is an act of rebellion. You choosing to take care of yourself is it literally defies what they are trying to put in place in legislation. Do it. Rest. Okay? Yes, I was successful in a petition I created. Okay, Roxana. I advocated on preventative health measures. Our North Carolina Congress had created an initiative for Black pregnant women preventative care. Thank you for that. Thank you. Misha, it's beautiful. The time of Black women is almost here. Yes, yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I don't want to be in fear, but when I think about what's to come, especially for our future generations, let me tell you something. I'm actually not worried about the future generations at all, baby. They're fine. I'm not gonna. Generation Alpha, the Gen Zers, you see what they've been doing with just the corporate world on its own. They're not playing those games. They've seen the millennials, they've seen the Gen Xers, they've seen the boomers, they've seen what we've had to endure and what we've gone through, and they're like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And the Generation Alphas, my nieces and nephews, yeah, there's no conditioning there. There's no social conditioning amongst those children. These are divine beings. Like, and they understand it. They're not going to lose that sense of self because we as millennials, we as Gen Xers, we as baby boomers, we understood what it was like when we lost our magic, when we had to assimilate, right? We're too awake right now. If you are in that generation between millennials and boomers and you see Generation Alpha, you see Generation Z, support them, give them love, give them encouragement because they're going to be knocking down things. They're going to be destroying systems and they need our love and our care for that. But am I worried about them doing that? Absolutely not. I'm super excited. These are very determined, clear-minded individuals. And I know they kind of get a bad rap for certain things, but when you speak, have you spoken to a Gen Zer? Sometimes I'm just like the level of intelligence alone. They are very worldly people because they've had the world access at their fingertips since they were born, right? Generation Alpha, they have this initial response to want to go back to a level of privacy, but they also understand humanity. I'm not worried about future generations. I'm not worried about the older ones. I'm not worried at all when it comes to those things because we each have our role to play. We each have our role to play in how this is going to influence not only us but the world. I firmly believe that. Yes, we have done so much already that even our rest will resonate. Yes, this is the first time in 400 years anyone in our respective bloodlines have been able to rest. I agree, Carla. Yes, I believe rest and recovery for our generation of Black women is actually good for the collective healing. It is good for the collective healing because what we were able to do in those 400 years, we were doing with wrecked nervous systems. We were doing out of hypervigilancy because we were terrified of being killed, to be quite honest with you. We spoke about this in a previous live of the intersectionality that Black women have to live in because we do not benefit from patriarchy or racism. Whereas Black men benefit from patriarchy, even though they don't really benefit from patriarchy, but that's a whole other thing. And then white women benefit from racism, even though quite often the woman part is a big deal. Black women we don't have that. I don't benefit from racism or from patriarchal society. I benefit from neither, which means that when I move throughout the world, I have to be hyper vigilant, not to do too much to offend or trigger a man to harm me, right? Or to use their patriarchal privilege over me, right? The same thing with white women. I have to make sure that I am not causing them to feel afraid, right? To where they will use their whiteness to make me obsolete. These are real things that we have to deal with from birth as Black women. Consistently being aware of others. That's why we're so nurturing and so caring. It is derivative from a place of fear, though. Like, if I don't do these things, y'all might do something to me because you automatically see me as a threat despite the fact that I have no privileges based off of the society in which y'all constructed. I don't benefit either way. I can identify with my blackness as well as my womanhood equally. And it is still not enough for me to be seen as a human being. That is the consistent story for all Black women in this country in particular. And we still have done amazing things. The civil rights movement, the women's rights movement, like the LGBTQIA movement. That was Black women. We did all these things. These elections, getting Barack off, that's us. We did these things. We were the forefront. We laid our lives out for these things. The Black Lives Matters movement. Like, we are always at the forefront. We have no problem being at the front line, because if we have to die for something, it's going to be to protect the people and the places, the beliefs that we love. We were willing to do that. And we were able to make such amazing change in 400 years. Can you imagine what's going to happen when we are well rested? When we are now showing up from a place of being really cared for? When we don't have to have that level of hypervigilancy because people see us as human beings and want to hear what it is that we have to say. They want to honor what we're contributing to society. It is going to change the entire world. It is going to be a revolution that is going to heal immensely. I genuinely look forward to it. I don't know if I'll be able to see it. I pray that I will. But if I don't, I know that it's going to happen. I know I'm going to plant seeds, and I'm going to leave clues, and I'm going to do all that I can do to ensure that. Even if that means that people do not like me, even if I have to let go of people. I had to let go of so many people over the past week. And I feel no way about it, because I'm going to stand on my core values. I'm going to use that Taurus energy and do what needs to be done. Okay? I think something was tampered with. I agree there. I agree, Gail. I agree. So proud of them. Yes, not worried about the next generations or Gaia. I'm never worried about the earth either, by the way, y'all. The earth, if it's us or the earth, I say this with love, like, the earth is going to win. I'm just going to leave that there, because it's the earth. It's a planet. We are influential. We do have some type of power as human beings, but it's a whole planet, y'all. It's a whole planet. Just keep that in mind. Great perspective, Lotus. I can't seem to see the good this morning. And Gail, that's okay. If you can't see the good this morning, that's fine. That's fine. You know what I mean? Like, I want us to be okay with however we're feeling. It's more than okay. I pray that you feel the permission to feel how you feel. You know? Gen Z is so unbothered, and I love that for them. Yes. They refuse the programming. Yeah, and they don't care how people feel about it either. They're like, what? I'm not working 9 to 5 like this. I'm not working 9 to 5 and staying until 7 p.m. because you want to talk to me about it. I'm not doing this. And it's like, you're like, yeah, why do we do that? Like, yes, Gen Zers, creme de la creme. I love them. Oh, George, thank you for your donation. I appreciate you so much. Yes. This is the best live I've been on all week. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Oh my gosh. Jack, thank you for your donation. That's what I say too. Yes, we are tenants. Yes, guy owns the building. Yeah, I'm not worried about Mother Earth. She's terrifying. And rightfully so. You know? Like, I'm not worried about her at all. All right, I'm going to do a quick card pull. And if you have to leave, please feel free to go. I know we're over time. I'm not. Please work with me. And that's okay. You can always watch the replay to receive the messages. Okay. All right. You know, I'll be asking for one card, and I get more. It's fine. It's okay, guys. I'm okay. It's always so funny when I do live, because I'm like, you guys see this is literally when I'm doing a card reading. This is what it looks like. It's literally me being like, so we're just not going to listen to my request. We're just going to do whatever we want to do. Okay. Cool. We have 3 cards. We have the first card. First, that's a good reading. I can already tell by the color scheme that's a good reading. First card, look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. Okay? Now, Sag energy is coming up at the end, towards the end of this month. And Sag energy is all about traveling, looking forward, being positive, optimistic, and having a sense of lucky energy with them. Sag energy it encompasses that. And this is saying, look at the bigger picture. This arrow is moving forward, y'all. It's a full moon, which means that we are at a completion. We're at the end of a cycle. Everything is illuminated. And it speaks to what we've been talking about in the comments today as well, right? Everything is coming to a head. But look at the bigger picture. Don't look at these small little moments that can make you feel like all hope is lost. The bigger picture is what? And that can be based off of this US election. It could be based off of your personal ideologies and desires that you want to have. The bigger picture, focus on that. I used to get really lost in the smaller pieces. And when I say lost, I used to get lost. I would feel depressed. I would feel just like, what's the point? You know what I mean? But it's because I lost sight of the bigger picture, which is again why I created Lotus Life Deck, because it gave me the bigger picture. In that moment of my life, in 2020, after losing my uncle from COVID, having to move, also being in isolation for half of the year by myself because I had 2 autoimmune disorders and we didn't know what it was going to do to me. I didn't see any human beings for 6 months, y'all. 6 months I was by myself in isolation. Jarring. Also why I'm very comfortable with myself too, but a crazy experience. Those small little moments would have made me feel like, whoa, what is the purpose of this life that you're living, girl? This is crazy. This is crazy. And that is why I cultivated that concept and I created a bigger picture of like, I'm going to think outside of this immediate moment, because if I don't think I'm going to get out of this moment. And I allowed myself to dream of places I would go, people I would meet, ways that I would dress, things that I would do, how I would show up and serve my community. And I am living most of that now because I was focusing on the bigger picture. Something else that's coming to mind to share with you. I don't know if you guys know Solange. She's a phenomenal artist. She also happens to be Beyonce's little sister. But we recently found out that she was diagnosed with several autoimmune disorders. And her second album that came out was called, her most recent album was called When I Get Home. And essentially, that album was her manifesting getting out of the turmoil that she was in when it came to her health. And now I listen to the album again, I'm just in awe. Like, she was manifesting. What she was talking about didn't exist for her in that moment. She was in the hospital dying. Okay? But the bigger picture was what? I'm going to get outside and I'm going to travel the world. I'm going to feel the sun on my face and I'm going to hug my child and I'm going to hang out with my family and my sisters. This is what the album was about. She was nowhere near that when that album dropped, by the way. We're just finding this out years later. She was in the hospital. She was nowhere near that. But she was able to tap into that bigger picture. And because when you tap into the bigger picture, it kind of propels you forward. That Sagittarius arrow right here, it propels you forward. It brings you along into it. So if you're feeling stuck right now, look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is not chaos and destruction. The bigger picture is love. The bigger picture is healing. It is. And if I'm able to say that as a Black woman in this country right now, I hope you take what I'm saying to heart. I'm not saying this to be delusional in hopes of it. I fully believe that. Another good book that I'm going to reference is The Psychology of Money. And I'm going to drop it in the chat. For anyone who's really having a hard time with just what's going on right now, I want you to read that book. It's a quick read on audiobook. It's like 2 hours, maybe 4 hours. Read the book. Because he breaks down how people have projected all these horrible things in the past when it came to money and our finances. Like the thing that happened in 1999 when we thought like the world was going to end when it became 2000 and everything was fine. Like, he breaks down historical concepts of like, here are all the times we as collective, things were projected that it was going to be horrible and we were going to die and burn out and crash out, and nothing happened. And he explains as to why, the science behind that in the brain. And it is a mind-blowing concept. So if you're struggling right now with optimism, if you're struggling right now with like, I hear what you're saying, Lo, but do you not see what's going on? I want you to read that book, and then I want you to DM me or email me and tell me how you feel afterwards. Because that book has altered my brain chemistry. Because it gives actual facts based off of things that people have projected. Harvard graduates projected this. Ivy League people were talking about how it's doom and gloom, this and this, right? The people that we would consider to be the top tier to listen to, and they were wrong. Because ultimately, everything works out in our favor. They were incorrect. So please read the book. It's a good book, okay? So that's the first card. Bigger picture, okay? Then our last 2 cards are in reverse. We have the full moon in Taurus. It's such a cute little card, right, guys? Like, see that Taurus energy looking straight ahead. Taurus energy does not play that. I'm not looking around. No, I'm looking you dead in your eyes. Are you playing about your luxury? Are you playing about your beauty? Are you playing about your self-care? Are you playing about feeling good? Don't do that. Don't do that. That's that Taurus energy. Your dreams need a practical plan, okay? And this is in reverse. So I really want you to use this energy this week to write out, to use audio, figure out what it is that you want to call into this world. And for those that are really tapped and tuned in, do it for yourself on every level. Do it for yourself emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, and globally. What do I want to see? And then create a 12-month plan around that. How can I make this digestible? How can I break this big idea down to smaller pieces? Feel free to use things like ChatGPT to help you do that too. That's really a great way to do it. Maybe I might leave some prompts for you guys in the Dark Divines for you to check out. But you understand that. This is a happy card, y'all. Do you see all the love, the energy, the joy, and the color scheme alone? Taurus energy is about beauty. It's about love. But it's also about standing in that and being unwavering in it. Are you willing to be unwavering in that big picture? Are you going to do the inner exploration, the self-discovery? Tap in, make that practical plan so that you can have a clear big picture. So you don't get lost in all of this, right? And then our final card is a full moon in Libra, which is also ruled by Venus, okay? Venus is the parent, if you will, of Taurus and Libra energy. So it's all, again, about that beauty, that intellect, the way that beauty moves in life, right? That's Libra energy. And it's also about justice. Another full moon. The scales are balanced. Nothing's tipped. A win-win outcome is forecasted. A win-win. Now, I'm not saying this is directly correlated to the election. If it happens to be, shout out Source for giving us that message ahead of time. But regardless of the results, it is going to be a win-win for us. Why? Because even with the results we have right now, what is happening? People are rising up. They're having more compassion. They're coming together. They're saying, yeah, I can't be dormant anymore. I got to stand up and be with y'all. Black women are resting. We're feeling the ability, the capability to step back and trust that the rest of the world can do this. These are win-wins. I know it doesn't sound like it. I know it's like, oh, it sounds like a reach. No, these are win-wins. And there's more to come. But are you willing to accept that? Or do you believe that something has to be lost? Do you believe that you have to lose, that you have to suffer? What are you choosing to believe? These are things that I want you to keep in mind as you're moving forward in this week. When you see something that doesn't feel good, ask yourself, how can I make this a win-win? And remember that a win-win is not fast. Win-lose is fast. There's a clear winner and a loser. Done. Win-win is I have to be thoughtful. I got to use strategy. I have to also be intentional. I have to think about the other person and what their needs and their desires are, where they need support. I got to do it for myself as well. That is how you get win-wins. Win-wins are not fast. It takes a level of dedication and patience to receive win-wins. But as someone who really works hard, and I don't even use that term like that, to have win-wins, it takes time. But I have win-wins. I don't believe in losing for myself or that someone else has to lose. Even if they believe it, you can believe it all you want. There is a win-win. It just takes time. And during that time that it takes to receive that win, you could be clarifying your goals, clarifying your core values, making sure you have a game plan. So that way when these moments come, when that big picture is here, you can sustain it. Because what happens if the world changes overnight and it is better, but we don't know how to sustain that? It will crumble. It will fall. We go right back to where we came from, right? I talk about this all the time. When you're clearing out energy, it is important to fill in that void with something that is good, something that feels aligned. Otherwise, by habit, by default, your default mode network in your brain will just bring it right back because it's what's familiar. So once you remove that negative, once you let it go, you have to bring in something else. You can't just leave it empty. And if you don't know what to bring in, this is literally the time to figure that out. Figure it out. Figure out what it would take for you to have a win-win in your life. Figure out what your practical plan is going to be for the next 12 months because you're going to need it, right? Figure out what that big vision is for you. Super important. And I'm also very lucky and blessed to say that if you need help with any of that, I'm literally doing a manifestation series, a 4-part event starting in December on how you can cultivate your dream life and get clarity and feel supported and have sustainability in acknowledging and receiving that full picture, the blessings, the miracles, the deep desires that are hidden within you, bringing them out so that they can be seen, they can be honored and witnessed. All of that will be happening over the next 4 months, December, January, February, and we end in March on the astrological new year. So that is something that you need support in and you really want to do. I strongly suggest that you tap in with me because you get all this information there and you also get to work with me together so that we could do this. Like, the alignment is always aligning, okay? So if you're suffering, you feel like I don't know where to begin low, I don't know what to do, I would strongly suggest checking that out because it would help you a lot. Okay? Let me know below which card resonated with you before we go. The replay is going to be on YouTube, Crystal, okay? If you're still here. Yes. And Octavius first devoted to rest in 2021, life altering. Ooh. Dang, that card, yes, the bigger picture. I know, right? This was actually a really good reading. I'm so happy. I'm happy that we have our 3 cards, even though I was a little moody about it in the beginning. I understand the message now, okay? Y2K, yes, yes, yes. I was in IT then. We were terrified. Exactly, yes. Volume went out, don't play. What exactly do you want to see? Yes, yes. Okay, Kay, I will drop some prompts, okay? Um, was watching Orlando Bishop speak about money consciousness last night. Ooh, definitely check out that book. It's a really good book, okay? Yes, do you provide life coaching? I do, Kay. I do provide life coaching. Um, yes, never consider win-win ever. It was all sum zero. Yeah. And why? Why can't we all win? Why can't we all win? I love asking that question. People get so upset with me too. I'm like, but why can't we all win though? Why not? Because someone has to be a loser. Why though? Why? Because it has to be that way. How do we know who's better? Why? Why do we need to know who's or why? Like, what? Just someone has to give me a clear answer on why we need losers, and no one has given me that answer yet in my entire existence. One that makes actual sense that I could just be like, you know what? I look at it like that. Like, no, we all can be winners. We all can find a way to feel satiated and safe and seen. I don't understand how that's not the norm. I never go into any dynamic or any space thinking about like, what can I take and be victorious to be number one while everybody else suffers? Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. It's never made sense to me. It's an idea that I throw, like, you start talking to me like that, I have nothing to say to you. Like, we're not on the same frequency. I don't know how you got into my orbit, but you can gladly go. Everybody deserves to feel seen, safe, and heard. And that's what happens when you win. It's going to leave that there, okay? Sia, thank you so much for your donation. Competition, somebody's got to be worth. And I don't compete. If I'm not competing with you, then what are we doing? People hate. When I say people hate, I can't tell you how many times as a young child, people would be angry with me because they would win something, and I guess they were expecting me to be like, "Oh, I lost." I'm like, "Oh my god, you did great! That was amazing! How did you make that last shot?" Like, I'm just like, that is so cool that you were able to do that. Go you! And they're like, "No, you should be upset inside." I'm like, "No, I mean, it's not that deep. Like, I'm really excited for you." I've been like that all my life. I've never been a competitive person at all. I don't understand the concept. I don't understand why we have to continue to embrace hierarchy. I don't get it. As someone who was told so often that I was at the bottom of all hierarchies, I've never understood the concept. I'm just kind of like, why can't we just all be creative and collaborate and like be together and just like use our geniuses? Like, why does it have to be that I'm smarter than you or I'm better than you? Why I just can't be smart and be a good person? Why can we all do those things? I just can never, I can't comprehend it. Like, you guys, my brain is literally like glitching. I can't understand it. I can't understand it. Like, I don't get it. I just don't. Excuse me. Okay. Yes, Kate, reach out to me. Send me an email when you can, okay? Yes, yes, we can all win. Actually, it's easier. It is easier. It's so much more easier. People are not, but again, that goes into that comprehension, that mindset of like, things have to be hard and complex. And we talked about that in a previous live about the magic and being simple, right? How it's always like looked down on in society. But like, it's actually a simple thing for everybody to win. It's not a hard thing. It's not complex. It doesn't require actually a lot of energy at all. It's something that anyone can do and cultivate if they took some time out to do it. But we rather things to be hard because it makes us feel more accomplished. It's like, I busted my ass, blood, sweat, and tears, and I made it here. I deserve to be here. Or I exist in this world. I exist, therefore I belong. We got to the same end goal, by the way. Did you notice that? We got to the same end goal. The same ending. Just one was blood, sweat, and tears. And then one was just, I acknowledge that I exist and I belong. You know, yeah. That is that feminine divinity. That is that understanding of like, oh, well, if I exist and I belong, that means that other people exist and they belong too. Which means that we all have the birthright to be here and experience said thing. Got it. Cool. Because if you're coming from that understanding, it's not a space of cockiness. It's not a space of, well, because I'm better than you. No, it's just like, I understand that I exist. I exist in this world with you for a reason. I could exist at any moment in time, but I exist now with you to experience you, not to compete with you, to experience you. Like, we're just, it's a whole nother story. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, they get really upset with me, but I feel like we're all gonna be okay. All right. So really quickly, I'm just gonna do a quick 3 breaths and we're gonna head out because we are definitely over time. But thank y'all for staying with me. Thank you for the donations. Again, if you're able to donate, please do. It contributes to my overall livelihood. It allows me to show up and do these things with you. I deeply appreciate it. If there's other ways that you want to be able to connect or exchange, you can check out the new link that's in my teacher bio on Insight Timer. That takes you directly to the Substack and you can join as a free member. I would love to see everyone alive today join as a free member. It takes nothing to do and you get so much value even as a free member. And if you look through and you see that there's other things that you want to learn and tap into, you can also join as a paid member, and it is a lot lower than it was for Patreon because Substack got it like that, and I'm very grateful for it. Okay, so please check it out. Please join. Please join. Please join because I'm going to be continuously giving value and information there, and I want to see us in there together. Okay, that is like my biggest ask. So if you cannot donate, that's fine. Join the Substack, please. Please, 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 please. I beg of you. It's really a good space. And if you are someone who's like a thought leader or you're feeling a little overwhelmed by other social media platforms because there's just a lot of chaos about everything that's going on, it really is a safe space. That platform and Threads have been safe havens for me to interact socially with people without feeling overwhelmed by what's going on in the world while still staying informed and having a good time. So check it out, okay? Okay, if you can close your eyes or soften your gaze, I want you to do so in this moment. Take a nice deep inhale, exhale. Allow yourself to be present in your body. Notice if there's any sensations. Maybe there's some aches. maybe some throbbing, or maybe you just feel really good. Use your next inhale, breathing into the lower belly, expanding into the chest and into the heart space. Let that inhale just open you up. And on that exhale, as you let go, find relief in it. Soften a bit. Soften the shoulders, soften the face. Drop your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Let a deep inhale, breathing in, opening up the body. And then a slow exhale, letting go. Deep breath in. Slow exhale. Release. See if you can feel the joy, the excitement rising in the body. It always lives within us. And it might feel very small for some of us right now, given what we're going through. But see if you can find it. See if you can use your breath to make it bigger, to bring it up to the forefront, to bring it to your heart. Deep inhale, breathing in. Slow exhale, letting go, but letting that joy really resonate. Sit in the heart space as you exhale. Deep inhale, breathing in. And a slow exhale, letting go. And you may notice that as you're breathing in this joy, you're cultivating it, you're expanding it, it's bringing a smile to your face, or you start to think of happy memories and moments. Allow the body to reprogram itself in this moment, to recenter on your joy. Deep inhale, breathing in. Exhale, letting go. Recenter on beauty in this world and within you. Deep inhale, breathing in. Slow exhale, letting go, extending that beauty out to everyone on this live, watching the replay, and just in this world. Focusing on your self-care. Deep inhale, breathing in, filling up the body with this knowingness that I deserve self-care because I exist. And on that exhale, letting go and sending that wisdom out into the world, that it may touch and inspire others to do the same. And if you can, place your hands over your heart, your left hand first, because that's your receiving side, and then your right hand on top to provide that structure, that container, that safe space. And we're going to say a collective prayer. I pray that as we move throughout this week, we remember our joy, we remember the beauty in this world, even when we have to see all of the ugliness, all the chaos. That when we see those moments that don't align with our beauty, that don't align with our joy, we take it as an invitation to take care of ourselves, to take care of our community, to be a loving human being, knowing that if we can align ourselves in that energy, we can create change as well. Deep inhale, breathing into the heart. Slow exhale, letting go. I want to give you guys one moment to set an intention for yourself this week, for this 1111 portal energy that we have access to right now. The energy of the ascended masters, letting us know that our angels are here with us to clarify, that we can awaken spiritually. What intention will you set with this energy? Okay, and so it is. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, come back to the space, okay? And yes, Maisha, thank you for your donation. Sia. Roxanne, thank you for your donation. Yes. Thank you, Jack. Thank you for embodying the divine feminine today. Yay. Yes. Yes. Yeah. And if you go to my teacher link in the bio, you'll see it too. I just updated it. So you should be able to click it and it takes you right there. Okay? Thank you all so much. I hope that you are feeling a little lighter, that you're feeling the energy of this 1111 portal and then the energy of that Taurus full moon, that you feel good and not in a way where it feels forced, but in a way where it just exists. Okay? Gail, yes. I hope to see you all in the Dark Divines. Thank you so much for existing and being here with me and spending such quality time with me. I'm always, always grateful for you. Always. And I love you so much. And I will see you on Wednesday, but you'll see me being active in the Substack this week since it's the launch date. Okay? Let me know what your favorite blog is or your favorite ritual because I would love to know. I love you all. Bye.